At college, Hannah should have had the best time of her life. She got into Oxford. She gets to study something she's interested in, make new friends, party and study. It's the beginning of her life as an adult. But what started out as a wonderful experience turned into a nightmare when her roommate and best friend, April, was murdered on their second term. But the murderer was found and jailed, and 10 years later, Hannah moved on. Or so she thought. When the murderer dies in jail, it brings up many memories, and then Hannah is contacted by a reporter that suggests that maybe he wasn't guilty. And if he wasn't, it means that the real killer has been free all this time, and it might be someone Hannah knows. And now, Hannah, for her own peace of mind and for the memory of her best friend, needs to find out the truth behind the death of the It Girl. Hey bookworms, welcome back to my channel and to another review. And let me start by apologizing for less than perfect picture and sound quality. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that I just moved to a different apartment and things aren't really set up. So hopefully by the next video, fingers crossed, things will look and sound a lot better. But today I will talk about The It Girl by Ruth Ware. I am slowly making my way through all of her books. I don't know why, but it's just a project I decided on. I don't have many left, but if you've seen my previous reviews on her books, you'll know that I find them either hits or misses. She has a few really good ones and some that I really cannot recommend. So in The It Girl, we have a combination of two elements I really love in thrillers. We have a cold case and we have a confined thriller where there are very few characters that could have done it. As mentioned before, we follow Hannah 10 years after the murder of her best friend in college, after the man who was jailed for the murder dies, still claiming his innocence. This leads both Hannah and others to believe that maybe they don't know the entire story behind April's death. I really wanted to love this book. It's Ruth Ware. It has those two elements I mentioned. But the truth is that this book is just so incredibly generic. It's not awful, it's not bad per se, but if you read any book in a similar genre, you will feel as if you read this book before. There is very little uniqueness in this book, which is bad in every genre, but especially problematic in thrillers. The twist ending needs to surprise you, and it didn't in this one. I managed to pretty much guess in the middle what the truth was, and even though there were some details I didn't guess, it was very obvious what the red herrings were and how things are going to progress in those scenes. In addition, the book is also structured in a way that I hate personally, with time jumps. It is divided to before and after, referring to before and after April's death. And I generally just don't like that sort of structure, although here I really understood why it was structured like that. There were many things that happened in the before section that we need to know about. So either you go the chronological route, which is dated and will probably be boring, or you do it the way Ware did here. Again, I understand why it was done, but I still didn't like it. Maybe it's just me, but I find this really annoying. But despite not being particularly enthusiastic about this book, I do want to point out some positives. I found the book refreshingly, dare I say it, subtly feminist? Don't click away, let me explain. I hate it when feminism becomes a triggering word. I mean, it's not about hating men or proving that women are better. That's not what feminism is about, okay? But the book does benefit from being written by a woman, although could be very well enjoyed by men or everyone in between. So first we have April's frivolous lifestyle. April, are you ready for this? Enjoyed casual sex. Everything was consensual and relatively safe, and there is no judgment. And you know that in real life, a guy acting the exact same way would be treated differently than a woman in the exact same circumstances. Similarly to The Lying Game, Ware just treats characters as people, not cardboard cutouts of different stereotypes. And second, and this is the book's one redeeming quality, is that it portrays so well the subtle sexual harassment that so many women encounter pretty much everywhere. Maybe reading this book will help some men understand why women behave the way they do, dismissive of flirting maybe, or wait too long until they file harassment complaints. What would happen in real life, it also happens in this book, is that there is a very uncomfortable encounter. Maybe something was said, maybe you'll mention going to a certain pub and then see the guy you try to dismiss there next time you are. And maybe he will kind of touch you just a little bit, but who knows? Maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe he didn't mean it. Maybe he's just a little weird, you know, it's not a crime. Maybe he did try to flirt and was just a little socially awkward. This is the ultimate gaslighting, not by a particular person, but by society, and you start really doubting yourself that anything happened. We were told so often that we will ruin the reputation and the life of an innocent man if we say anything, that as a society we are more worried about that than protecting the safety and lives of potential victims. And this happens all the time, and it's subtle, and you don't know what you should do, or if you should do something. Did anything really happen? What can you do? Excuse me, this strange guy that works in the same college as me seemed to go to the same public places I also frequent. And he gives you really creepy vibes, but you can't prove he's following you. You can't complain about someone who's complimenting your look because he's old enough to be your father. So what if the context was supposed to be completely professional and no way he would have talked like that to a man? So what? So what if you feel like you can't go out anymore for fear of seeing people that make you feel unsafe and there is nothing you can do about it? You can tell the police. They will laugh at you next time you complain. They will label you as a hysterical nuisance that thinks everyone is out to get her. Okay, let's end this section. I wanted to explain a social phenomenon, and some of you don't need my explanation. You already know perfectly well how things are. But my point is, this book describes this really, really well, and I haven't yet come across any books that did so accurately with all its subtlety and doubts. But back to the book review itself, basically extremely generic. Not bad, just nothing I haven't read before. Now, if you don't mind repetitiveness, or you've never read a thriller in your life and you want to begin, then sure, go for it. It's a fast read that will pass the time. It's a great flight book. And that's basically all I have to say about this book, guys. Thank you for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to click the like button. Also consider sharing this video and subscribing to my channel so that you won't miss any other bookish upload I make. Also, let me know in the comment section if you like Ruth Ware's books and what is your favorite. I will link my reviews for her other books in the description box, so if you want to check them out, you can. Again, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.